This video is going to cover Agapanthus Peter Pan and Agapanthus Tinkerbell. Tinkerbell is a variegated derivative of Peter Pan and very similar size and flower color, although the flowers are a little lighter blue, which you're going to see in a minute. So Agapanthus Peter Pan is a dwarf form of Agapanthus. It is evergreen, hardy down to about 0 degrees Fahrenheit. And I live in an area where it gets in the low 20s, and this never has a Fahrenheit, and it never really has a problem with that. Here's a picture of Tinkerbell blooming. You'll see that the blooms look a little leggy, not the best shot, but it is indicative of how they are lighter and not as strong as of a bloom in my experience anyway. But I use it as much for the foliage as anything. And here's a live shot of Agapanthus. Now this was taken in mid-July 2016. And you can see what a profuse bloomer they are, so in the heat of the summer. And it's consistently been in the 90s and near 100 degrees in the last week or so, and these have no problem with it. Also, I would say there's not this kind of mediocre irrigation to this area right here, and we just finished a 4-year drought, and these plants are doing just fine. So in terms of drought tolerance, these are quite drought tolerant, can take very low water. And also they like full sun. If you put them in shade, they'll tend to be leggier, fewer blossoms. I find that they bloom better in full sun, but they can tolerate shade. I've seen that the leaves get broader and longer, so you get a little bit more of a flippity floppity plant, but it can tolerate the shade, just does not bloom as well in my experience. And let's see, the deer will usually leave this plant alone, but they will eat the flower head. So they can tolerate deer to some degree, but it's not 100%. And if you're counting on those blossoms, my experience is they'll eat them right off. Snails love Agapanthus. We find that they live inside the plant. They like that environment for whatever reason, and so this is a snail haven, especially the larger varieties of Agapanthus. So as I mentioned, I believe this is evergreen. The plant foliage is about 16 to 18 inches tall and wide, and so when I'm planting these, I like to do kind of 16 to 18 inch on center from 1-gallon containers, and as you can see, they look good in mass. I tend to use them in smaller groups than this. I would also say that the dwarf variety like this is popular, and I like to use it. It's a great combination with pinks and red, and like a carpet rose, a meadland, a red meadland, or a coral flower carpet. Looks amazing with this, bloom at the same time. These make a nice cut flower. The blossom lasts probably for a month and a half to 2 months, and then you deadhead these, so the stalks will die on you. That's the only maintenance. They bloom once a year, and in the heat of the summer, like I said, probably from June through end of July or so. That's what I can tell you about Agapanthus Peter Pan and Tinkerbell. Excellent hot midsummer bloomer, and also a good texture play, evergreen grass, so to speak, or strap-shaped leaves, and that's hard to find. A lot of the grasses are deciduous, so again, I like to use that as a softening or punctuation in the foreground in a design. So anyway, that's Agapanthus, Peter Pan, and Tinkerbell. Enjoy.